months.
With kids.
Two of the happiest months of my life. Maid service twice a day and room service. I was like, we meet when Mark
Okay, in the bathroom, the caulking that Mr. Green did is just really not holding up. And the there's still mold that just is pervasive in there and just won't go away. Also, my toilet handle has been sticking a lot more than usual. I'm gonna put in a work order for that. I actually went back once and flipped it up, and the water still was running a little bit, so I don't know if there's something wrong inside the handle. Let's confirm. It's not great. So, the one I had before was better. There's we go, right? Enjoy. Yes, Ruby, we'll address your needs and concerns in a few minutes.
Robert, where's your CO detector?
What's your one?
And screens for you? You have them both? They're in good condition?
Yeah, no, they're both in there. How does this work with when they come to clean the windows? Because the screens collect dirt and they don't clean the screens when they clean the windows.
Screens are going to be taken down. I'll see how we can do that. This will be my first time, so I'll see that.
Okay. I took the plastic off the vent a couple of weeks ago, and to turn on the heat, and there's no heat. So even though I think there's mold in there that I've tried to spray with Lysol and whatnot, the heat's still not functioning. You were here last time, fixed it. I think you pulled open the valve. I don't remember I don't remember the order of things, but at one point you had pulled open the valve.
Sophie was in here trying to see about it, and that's when you put us out. That was the last.
Don't phrase it as put you out. You're not allowed.
Get out.
You're not allowed at my apartment.
Get out.
You're not allowed at my apartment. Well,
and
the
you
police
called
took
the police. So
the police took a report over that. So you should make. So
But
what you're supposed to do is make an appointment and come back.
But we have the right to come into the apartment.
No,
Article
you
yes,
don't.
page 7 on your lease. It says so.
Have you ever worked as a superintendent somewhere before?
Yes, many places. And if it's in
Have
the
they
lease,
been like boarding houses or have they been apartment buildings?
apartment buildings.
Okay, then we're not going to argue about that.
But if
You're
you
not
look
allowed
at
to
your
come into the
lease,
apartment without prior permission. If there's an
with the
emergency,
lease, it was
then you call the city and have them explain it to you, because what they explained to me was fire, flood.
not in your lease. Not in your lease. It's different in your lease.
It's not different in my lease.
Right.
But that doesn't preclude you from making an appointment, because we have a difference of opinion about whether or not you can come into my
Well,
apartment.
I needed to
I'm
do
letting you
it
know-
while the
I'm letting you
person
know-
was here. I needed to do it while the person was here.
No, you need to make an appointment with the person.
No.
The,
When
the
the
heat
person was
doesn't.
here to do work, I needed to
It's really
see
not.
your
It's really not a productive use of either of our time for me to try to explain to you the laws of the city of the state of New York. It doesn't matter if it's in the lease or not.
So
The law overrides the lease.
do we
The
need
lease
a work order
doesn't
for this?
mean that I waive rights under the law.
Do we need a work order?
Turn on the blower right now and put your hand in front of the vent and tell me whether or not you feel how I am.
It
You can
wouldn't
pull the
be
rainbow
hot
thing
air
off.
at this point because it's so warm. It wouldn't be hot air.
I just had my own heater on. That's why it's warm in here. You're here for an inspection, and I'm letting you know the heat doesn't work. I don't know that the
I'll
air
put it
conditioner is going to
down.
work or not, but the air conditioner is
I'll
not turned
put it
on, right?
down.
So should we put in a work order for this?
No. It's
And the
not a
fridge.
work order
And
for
do you
me
want
take
to
care of.
check the fridge again for the temperature?
Mhm. Talks about it being present. What's the temperature now?
Why don't you open the fridge and confirm again that the temperature is not sufficient for putting food in it?
Are you not storing?
I'm not storing any food in there. I've paid for my own refrigerator, and that refrigerator's been breaking down, and I'm going to need to get another one. She left the refrigerator closed and empty for several days, opened it up, checked the thermometer, and it was fine. When I have food in there, which the food in the bag is spoiled at this point, the temperature of the refrigerator does not go down to a temperature below 40 degrees. Is that also in my lease that I have to accept a refrigerator that's something, say,
No.
over 40 degrees?
No,
Because you
I
see, that's a
told you
law
what
as
was in
well.
the lease. I told you about the lease.
There's
I was
obviously
coming in.
a
take
problem with
care
a
of
number of these refrigerators,
There's a fridge issue.
and you haven't replaced the fridge since you put that fridge in here, what, is that almost a year ago now?
No, I haven't even been here almost
When
a
did you
year.
put that fridge in?
About 4 months ago.
Okay,
If-
and you
or
haven't
less.
been back even after I told you that there was a problem several times.
Excuse me, please, Robert, just let me finish this. Please, let me focus here.
Well-
And then you tell me any additional things. Let me just focus on what I have and then you tell me the additional
Okay.
things. So Robert, do you use your iPad?
Yes.
Is the code 7? Or is it 7?
The code should be 1.
What temperature is it? And then 1 is
Call this a 7.
7 is not warmer. 1 is not cold.
If I don't open up the refrigerator for several days at a time, the refrigerator will then freeze the food. So it's just not usable to store food in. If I go in and out of it, then
freezes it, but it stays less than.
it generally is well above 40 degrees.
All right. So the refrigerator the heat you say doesn't work, I won't be able to test it because it's not on because the temperature is like 60 something.
So it's March 16th, and the heat's not on. If someone wants to turn the heat on,
I'm not saying that the heat is not on. Yes, the heat is on, but nobody is using the heat. It's not generating.
can you explain that a little bit more?
Heat,
The heat in the building is turned on, but if someone wants to turn on the heat, it's not going to generate heat because nobody's using the heat.
I'm telling you, if I put it on right now, it's not going to blow heat because it's not functioning. It's warm enough
Are you talking about the thermostat? Like it wouldn't kick off the thermostat?
right now.
Is that what we're talking about?
Until the heat in the building gets turned off, if I turn that thermostat up to 90 degrees, then heat would come on.
Well, is that what you had it
the
on?
heat would be
Is that
available.
what you had it on before you had to turn on your heat? Did it go? What temperature was it on that you tried to put it on?
Well, on the day in question, it was like 30 degrees outside, so I just turned it on just to turn it on. So it's not going on at 70. Oh, yes, it is. It goes off at 64. 246, yeah.
That's 76.
I mean, I'm not concerned about the accuracy of the thermostat. I'm just saying at such point I turn the thermostat up. You're saying that just because other people in the building aren't using the heat, I wouldn't get warm air?
Say that.
It's a
I'm
Well,
just
either
saying
that-
that it's warm in here now. What are you going to put it to get heat? It's hot in here. That's what I'm saying. It's hot in here.
This was blowing when you came in. I had put on my
I
own
didn't
heat because
know.
it was
I
full.
went into the bathroom. I didn't know. I
Really,
didn't know
really,
if that
it's very
was on.
disrespectful for you to try to explain to me whether or not I have the right to turn the heat on in my
I
apartment.
didn't say
I'm just letting
I
you know.
didn't say anything. I said I went into the bathroom.
But I don't care
know
whether or
about
not
that.
you think it's cold or not.
I'm sweating.
I'm
in
telling
here.
you, just letting
And
you
I'm
know that
just
when I
saying-
turned the heat up, the air coming out of there was coming out cold. It could be working today, but I'm letting you know that a couple of weeks ago I tried it once, and it didn't blow
I
out
hear you.
hot air.
So can we agree to monitor the situation?
You need to agree to repair it. We're going to be back in housing court before you know it.
Anything else other than the heat?
You got
and
the
fridge.
So on the toilet, the handle is an issue, but toilet stops up a lot. I'm wondering if I didn't put liquid plumber down there because I didn't want to do that without asking permission because of the damage that can do to the pipes. But it does stop up quite a bit. It just seems to stop up very easily. And the issue with the issue with the handle means that it will overflow if it's stopped up and I didn't realize it. You have the heat.
Is there a work order for that?
No, I'm just telling her that today for the first time. The tile, the mold on the caulking, the caulking seems to have disintegrated where the tile met the caulk. And you have the fridge, and the kitchen and the bathroom need to be restored back to the colors they were supposed to be before he painted them the wrong color last June. So that's still on the list. The other question I have is that it became apparent when I've lost electricity at off hours that my electricity is shared with other apartments. So other people I could cause other people, or other people could cause me to flip circuit breakers. I have a hard drive containing about 600 or 700 gigabytes of data that I lost access to during the last
When
electricity failure. I think it was in about October. I sent you a text message in the morning because we were having trouble. It was about 7 o'clock in the morning, and the front desk person said that they didn't know how to do that, but we got someone to do it, and someone came up and flicked the switch back on. But my living room was shared with 3 other living rooms, and I don't know what's on one circuit breaker or another. I have the air conditioner with an extension cord to go to a plug over there because I figured out that when the circuit breaker flicks off in the living room area somewhere, at least that plug didn't go off. That the refrigerator's over here, and everything else is over here. But still, that morning it was about 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and this has happened maybe 3 times in the past year, I think. But it's not been a situation of like I have to look back at my notes. I'm just kind of concerned to make sure that maybe I plug things in the right places. That if there's two plugs on that wall, I don't know if
How
they're on
many
different.
amps or how many amps does that?
I don't know. But when I had this one plugged into the living room area, I definitely had it resetting a lot more. So that's why I redirected it. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I put the refrigerator over there. The kitchen resets, but I don't know what's right or wrong there. It seems like this circuit breaker is different from that circuit breaker, but I can't tell if I can't tell if there's anything I should be doing differently. It's basically what I'm saying. I don't know if there's anything I should be plugging in differently. I have everything going into a surge suppressor, but my surge suppressors never reset. It always resets the circuit breaker, so I cause a complete loss of electricity. This one resets quite a bit, and so I'm guessing that's working. When I say quite a bit, I don't mean quite a bit like it's causing me to like not have enough electricity to do things. I mean like 6 times a year this resets. I mean like several times a year this resets, and I can just hit the button and get the electricity back. But for everything else, I seem to completely lose it. Does it make sense to maybe for me to purchase some of those to have those installed on the other outlets? Would that help not reset circuit breakers?
Because generally those are where water is.
Oh, that's true.
I think it's like a safety.
Well,
Do you know that your neighbors on both sides don't have a lot of electronic?
well, he does. So I gave him a computer. I know he has a very large TV.
May or may
And I don't.
not
And
do the same shared
well,
something.
the thing that I'm not totally sure. I would say that to tell you the truth, I don't know if you can even remember personally ever coming up to reset a circuit breaker, but I honestly don't think a circuit breaker has ever failed me just in the middle of the day. It's always been at off hours, which I thought was weird. Like it didn't.
Right,
I mean,
most
through
people
7 a.m. in
would
the
be
morning, I
easy.
was working on the computer because I had to go to court that day. So I remember I was working on the computer, but at 7 a.m. that just doesn't really. I mean, I'm not running the most things at that hour. And my circuit breaker under there, it's like a big heavy duty one,
That's good
So
to
for
have
surge suppressor.
that, yeah, just to protect the electronic.
So I don't know if there's something that I should be doing differently, or you're right about the water thing. I just figured I would ask you and let you know. Right now, I've divided things out where I have the least trouble, but at 7 o'clock in the morning, it's not like there's a chance that they've both got computers and running TVs. They have them both on and running at full blast at 7 o'clock in the morning. And the other times it's gone off have usually been late. And can you just confirm that the people at the front desk know what to do? Because I know that new people will come in or a substitute, or that there's instructions down there. But the one time I did call, the last time I called, not all most of the time it's fine, but the last time I called, they were just like, I have no freaking idea. And I was like, well, I didn't know what to do. But we got it taken care of. I mean, I think I texted you back like a half hour later and said, if you woke up and you saw that the texts were there, you would have seen it. But I don't know. Just wanted to ask about that, and I felt like you would that'd be something you could look into. All right.
Would you sign this one?
See the 16th.
Yes. Thank you. All right, thanks.
Thanks. Yes, thank you.